Hello world, I'm back, and today I have a different video for you. All my previous videos were about programming, so this is what we've been building, my Tomato 2 the Pomodoro timer. But there's no more coding to show you because the app is finished now. It's currently on sale in the Mac App Store, and you can go ahead, look for Tomato 2 and get it for free. So it's all finished. So what are we gonna do today? I want to take you through my process of just building building apps as indie developer. This was the first release that I made. I just wanted to get it out there as quickly as possible. It's done now. So what to do next? So you can notice that the app has received it has received a good deal of positive feedback, and I'm really glad about that. But there are still a few things that people mentioned that they're missing, and I want to fix those things for them. I want to get this app to go from 4.8 stars all the way to 5 stars. That's my goal. And it's not just about number of stars. This is about building something that the few people that use it, I want them to really, really love it. Because I think that's a great way to start building a product. And I don't know where we can go from here. I don't know how much room there is for Tomato 2 to grow or to be profitable, but I'm pretty sure just building something that people are excited about is just a great way to get started. Now, a lot of indie developers, and I also used to do it like this. A lot of us usually do it the other way around. We don't have any money, so we want to build something that will start making money. And then we're too focused on just revenues and making app paid and things like that. Well, this time I already have a full-time job, so I'm not worried about that. I'm only coding Tomato 2 on weekends and evenings. So my priority right now is that I don't care at all about revenues. I don't care at all if it will ever make a cent. That's not important at the moment. What's important is just building something that people will really, really enjoy. So the first step is already done, right? The app is out. It looks pretty good. It has some nice features. People seem to like it. What are we gonna do next? So there's some feedback. There are a few things that people still miss from this app that they would like to have. And I want to make sure that we can make these people happy. So what I want to do now is go through all the feedback, read it, and if it makes sense, turn it into actionable items. And if it doesn't, just apologize in a YouTube video to all these users. But I've set up a Pivotal Tracker project here. If you haven't heard of it, this is my favorite project management tool. I don't really use all the features of it. It's really made for teams, but what I use is point estimates for tasks. So for each task, I get to specify 1, 2, 3, 5, or 8 points. And this is, so it's not about how many hours it will take. It's just a tool to let me keep in mind how difficult a single task will be. And it's a relative scale, so it doesn't matter what 1 means. The only thing that is important that 2 is always twice as difficult as 1, and 3 would be 3 times as difficult as 1. So that's what I'm gonna use here. And this is the website if you wanna check it out. And I'm just gonna get right to it. So, Tasha.life writes, I like this app, but I think it needs some additional features. It will be very useful to have a pause function with button on the front. Thank you, Tasha. This is exactly what I wanted to build for the second iteration of this app. So Tomato 1 used to have that because just people asked for it. For Tomato 2, I didn't bother implementing it right away, but I agree that it's a useful thing. This is like how the original one worked. You could pause it like that. The UI is not super clear about that. Anyway, I think I may already, no, I don't have it yet. So I'm gonna create a new feature called add, just pausing the timer. Now, it was created in the Icebox. That's my left folder here. I'm gonna drag it to current iteration, meaning that I'm actually planning to work on it. Because things in Icebox are sometimes just ideas, things that we may or we may not implement, but things in current iteration / backlog are the things that we're gonna work on. Now, how many points should we give it? So if this was just about the pause function, I would probably just go with 1. But there are two things that make it more complicated. First, we need some sophisticated way to track all the pauses throughout the tomato, because you can pause it multiple times, and well, it's just gonna be a little more complicated. And also, I wanna figure out some smart UI to trigger the pause. My idea, and you can already see it up here, is that you will hold down the Option key to view some alternative functions. So for this task, I'm gonna go with 2 and drag it all the way up here, because from all that I've read so far, this is the most important. Okay, next, Sebastian writes, works as expected and it's free. It crashes when trying to see stats. I have no idea how this happened, and I can't really track it because I don't have any exception tracking software installed right now, but that should be fairly easy to fix. I'm not sure what's used these days. I used to use Fabric from Twitter, which worked pretty well, but I think since Google bought it, or I don't know who owns it, it's gonna be migrated into Firebase. So probably not Fabric, but I'll just do set up exception tracking, and this should be a 1. So it's going after pausing. So right now in my pivotal tracker view, you can see that it's doing some weird stuff, estimating that I will do 1 task per week. That's because I haven't been working on this lately, and it's assuming that I can only do 1 point per week, but I'm gonna override that. I will typically do about 10 points a week on my weekends and evenings. So I'm just gonna keep this at 10 for now. Okay, next, I can't read this, but add hide apps in dock. I like that. That's a very good feature. I shouldn't have killed that feature. I hope it will be easy to implement. So hiding dock icon, and it's gonna be a 1 pointer because it should be fairly simple. Good. The only thing I'd like more is for the time to have an option to be displayed in the top bar. I don't know what that means. And maybe like up here, but it's already there. I think I'll just come back to this later. In top bar. I mean, oh, I think I know what it's saying. I think that if you open Tomato 1 and you start a tomato, oh, this is paused at the moment. But if I unpause that, I think there's an option to show menu bar timer. Okay, that should be very easy to implement. We can do that. So show menu bar timer, but it's optional. So optionally show menu bar timer. It's gonna be a little bit less important because the errors are more important than that. Okay, ooh, this is a long one. So, there aren't any fancy design to keep you hindered from work. Thank you, it's very beautiful, thank you. The little memo books, yeah, I love that too. It's like a note from your past self telling you what you're supposed to be doing. Thanks. Sometimes you don't want to leave your work, and while other apps rip you out of your zen to remind you of the time. Yep, I love that. So, fluctuating between time intervals is a bit annoying, so you have to go through the settings. I wish there was at least a toggle button on the home page where you can... Interesting. That's an interesting feature, but this one is going to go to Icebox, because I don't know if I'm going to work on this. It doesn't seem like a very common scenario, but I'll still like write it down into Icebox. So, quick way to switch duration. What I could do is use that Option key that I mentioned before. And maybe if you hold down Option key, these guys would, like, start tomato would change to some alternate length. You know, so by default it's just the default setting, but if you hold down Option key, it could print in your parentheses the alternate length. I don't know. I'm gonna copy this into my description here. Oh, there we go. Okay, version 2 is excellent. Thank you. And there's no more feedback, so nothing to write down. Use the previous version and this well-needed upgrade. Would enjoy more detailed stats. And I'm gonna work on this, but not in this iteration. And that's because I want to make that an in-app purchase. But I first want to ship these things because they're small. They're gonna help a lot of people. And meanwhile, I'll be working on nicer stats. That will be like a super cheap in-app purchase. Those are my thoughts so far. But I'm glad that people are interested in that. So I don't know if I should. Maybe I'll do that. But this is gonna be like super unspecific task for now. It's like, you know, more advanced stats. I'm gonna estimate it as 8 for now, and I'll break it up to smaller issues later. Okay, next. I just made the session counter because I think that was more visual. Yeah, it was more visual, but thing is, so this one had like little circles as a session counter. And that's not very practical because if there's too many, it just clogs your screen. So I don't know about this. I'm sorry. Oh, look at that. Yeah, he didn't understand. He just didn't get it, you know. Right. So yeah, that's how it works though. When it's over, if you select it silently continue, the timer will continue counting. But yeah, I don't know. I think what I'll do is just make sure that this is not the default option. I think for default option, I will restore the original behavior from Tomato 1 and make sure that people don't get confused like this person did. It's a nice product. I wish it was not missing features of previous version. Hi Duck. Okay, we know about those things. Oh no, hold on. This is new. So auto start next is a thing where it just keeps going when the times. Well, no. Auto start next is a feature that where a session ends, it automatically starts another session. We don't have that now because we have the alert dialog which asks you what to do. And I want to restore that functionality because some people are on strict Pomodoros. So whenever a session ends, another one should automatically start. So for those people, we want to use auto start next. So I'll write this down. And it's also going to be a very simple thing to do. So I'm going to estimate it as 1. And I think it's going to be even the first one on my list because it's the easiest. Okay, 5 more minutes is helpful, as is the focus timer. If you exit, yes, I do miss having the option to display the timer. Okay, another guy for a timer in menu bar. So we'll restore that and show option in the menu bar context menu. Okay, that's a good idea. So show option in menu bar context menu. That's something we can do very easily. So 1 point, put it somewhere here. Summary feature, 5 more feature is helpful. Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's interesting. I think he just edited his review later. So that's the same guy. Oh man, okay. How do I translate this from German? All right, I can do that. Okay, the app does what you want it to do, perfect. The only drawback is the phone home. Oh yeah, you're right. I think I left the code for displaying ads. So I have a piece of code that checks which ads should be displayed, even though I eventually decided not to use ads. So that's what the call home is caused by. Shortcuts would be nice, like global shortcuts. I don't know about that. The thing is, I never used those. Like, I already had so many shortcuts on my keyboard that I didn't use something like that. I'm gonna like mark it down, but the problem is this is something I'm not sure about, and it's also going to be quite complicated because we have to add another preferences screen to set up your shortcuts. So I'm not sure about that. Sorry, young brother. Great app. Please make menu bar item the same as tomato one. It was so much better. Okay, I'll do that. That's a good thing. Thank you. I've been using your timer consistently over the last years to track. It's so amazing to hear somebody who actually used my app for a couple of years. Like, that's unbelievable. Thank you, man. Now it would be absolutely amazing to be able to see some simple work statistic. Okay, I know. That's the next version thing. Not this iteration, but the next one after that. Oh, you're so kind. I'll set up in-app purchase soon. I've been using your timer. It's the same thing again. Okay, so this is for reviews. Now look at that. I collected 10 points worth of features that I really want to do, and it should really improve the app. So 10 points for me will take about maybe a week and a half. So there's no, I mean, yeah, if I was doing this full time, it would be probably half a day, maybe, you know, definitely less than a day, maybe like half a day, but I'm not spending that much time on this, so a week, maybe a little more than that. But this is really good place to start from. You have a clear list of things to work on. You know how difficult each one of them will be, and you know that they're important to users and that will make people enjoy the app even more. So this is it. This is my little planning session. I hope this was kind of interesting. And if some of these reviewers is watching this video, thank you so much. It's really exciting to build something and see that people use it and that they actually enjoy it. And I'm really excited about making this even better. Okay. Oh, there should be one more thing here though. I should build a website for it. Okay, never mind. That's outside of application. That's more like marketing. So we'll get to that later. And I guess I'll be back for at least some of these features. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Stop recording.